line art. I was a big comic book fan growing up. A lot of artists that, like Alphonse Mucha was one of my big inspirations. The way, you know, the line work, everything is very subtle, but it's a lot of anatomy, things like that.
You
so
have
yeah,
to know a lot about anatomy when you're doing that.
I've been a line junkie for a long time, and so I have 20 years of a lot of commercial work where it's all drawing everything by hand, inking it with a brush, scanning it in, putting it into the computer, and coloring it that way, and then it goes off to be t-shirts or skateboards.
Say the process again. Inking it up.
Ink it, draw it by hand, ink it with a brush.
Draw it by hand at the drawing board, then
scan it into the computer, the black and white drawings.
Okay.
And then from there, color everything in the computer, turn it into a product, and it goes off to t-shirts, skateboards, helmets, that process. So this, I spent 20 years trying to be a painter. I do a lot of, you know, regular painting, but I also started to go back and deconstruct all this line work that I have, and I started making these large abstractions out of just pieces. Kind of, some of it's happy accidents. I like the randomness of it, but I'm using all of my line work. A lot of people tend to go towards pop icons like Mickey Mouse and Popeye and whatever. They go to the Disney characters, and it's sort of a Liechtenstein kind of take on things. But I'm just going back into my own work and trying to find something. So yeah, it's kind of fun. The coloring is just play. So.
Coloring is really beautiful and subtle.
Thanks. So yeah, the bigger the better. I like making them large. Most of the panels are 6 to 8 feet. These are the small ones.
Oh wow, that must take a lot of. How are your wrists? Must take a lot of.
No carpal tunnel yet. So.
I would shake if I had to do all that.
Yeah, it does take a lot of time.
Though.
It's the more detail to the line. If you do it long enough, you get to see in other people's work who really cares and who doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
I think the more time you spend with one material, the more you get to know the subtleties of it, and it's kind of it's a very personal relationship for me. Like, I love all the little tiny details inside of something, but I don't expect other people to get the same feeling. I just want to give them a general, you know, overall experience. It's a lot of chaos and a lot of motion, but
I enjoy the movement, but I also like the subtlety of the layers behind it.
yes,
That is really, really elegant.
Do that one more time. With your hand, like, give me some hand movement. I'm just thinking of B-roll for now. Show me, well, talk about it. Take it apart.
I really love the layers and these bold lines, but I also like the subtlety of the muted colors.
there's a lot of
It
the
really works.
layering effect kind of happens on its own. Like the black line is solid. It's done. It's basically locked down, and then everything else is just kind of going back and forth. Like I said, building layers and having fun with